everyone. My name is Dio Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and we're coming to you live from round one of Space Jam Sydney, Australia. Yes, we're starting here round one. We're playing through the day. Looking forward to have a good time. My co-host for today is
Paul Olsen. Happy to be here. Excited to cover some X-Wing. And man, do we have auto blasters for you. There are 9 on the table, right? Believe that.
All the auto blasters. Should be good. And before we go too far, we're going to have Paul break down the list here in a second. I want to remind you guys that all of our rounds today are brought to you by Curl Paw Creatives. Use coupon code SpaceJam2020 so that you can play in style once we get back to those tables live. Paul, go ahead and let's break down these lists.
Yeah, so we got today round one, Eric Sorensen against Niklas God. Eric is flying some Imperials. He's got 5 of those gunboats. Gunboats in the chat. I mean, come on. Any gunboats right away. 4 Rose Squadron pilots, all kitted out with Ruthless, I love, with that assault configuration and auto blasters. And then rounding out the 5th gunboat is Lieutenant Karsabi, who has a really interesting ability. We don't see him a lot, but after you gain a disarm token, if you're not stressed, you gain a stress token and remove a disarm token. So basically allows him to shoot by gaining that stress instead of not being able to with that disarm, which is nice to pair with that cannon that he's got so he can slam around. Interesting too, they're all the same initiative, so that should be easier for Eric to kind of slam around and do what he needs to do. In the right-hand side, we've got Niklas God, who is flying a little bit of a scum swarm near and dear to my heart. He is flying, let's see, is it 1, 2, 3, 4 cartel spacers, equipped with auto blasters as well, and then 2 mining guild sentries, which of course ignore some rocks. It's interesting to see that Eric didn't bring rocks, instead brought gas clouds. As we can see, both players brought gas clouds. And then rounding that off, oh, it looks like my screen got swapped on me, sorry about that, folks, is Sarasu at initiative 5, allowing all of those scum ships to get free rerolls when they are in range, 0 to 1. So we'll see what ends up happening here. We've got firepower on both sides, and while they didn't line up directly across from each other, it does look like we're getting a sort of mini joust here.
Joust.
As Niklas brings his entire scum swarm down.
So we're going to go ahead and open up the betting here in a second. Choose your champion. Sorry, guys. It's just, you know, the remote streaming events, there's always something that goes wrong, and we got this. We're going to be okay. So if you've never participated in our new Choose Your Champion betting, it's actually really fun. You can check your balance on how many GSP points you have by typing !points, and you can wager those points against other players and spend them on-screen rewards. There's lots of different ones. You can check the list of rewards by typing !loyalty and see the different cool animations you can pop up. If you know those animation keys, feel free to show them off right now. There's an opportunity, but the bets are open, and we'll leave it open until we get our first engagement. Go ahead, do it right away, so that we can get going here. So right now, Paul, if you were at home and you were playing Choose Your Champion, who would you be choosing as your champion?
So my biggest, I guess, factor in this place is in this game is initiative. So Eric's got 5 initiative 3 ships, which are going to be able to take out a lot of those lower initiative ships. I understand Sarasu does have the tractor beam, but because they're only gas clouds, there's no risk of being tractored and not being able to shoot. And then secondly, he's got a lot of beef with these guys. I mean, we're talking 7 health on 5 different ships. So it's a heavyweight fight here, slinging shots back at each other. But Ruthless, I think, is going to be the key to this game. Being able to get that extra mod, yes, you're damaging your own ship, but making sure to push through that damage. I think I would bet on Eric, not to sway anybody.
Yep. For anybody who's out there, who's number 1, who's number 2, Niklas God is 1, Eric Sorensen is 2. Matches the sides they are on the table.
So I'd be betting 2.
You'd be betting 2. All right, yeah, I like the initiative. And I think one of the things that's going to possibly be in favor of Niklas, if it works out, is if those Sarasu rerolls are, if they work out, right? If you start getting those evades and you're just not taking damage, that can help. But of course, if Sarasu, just doesn't come to the call, then you're gonna be hurting.
Right. It's so horrible when you roll a blank and re-roll it into a blank. Oh, the pain is real.
Like, why did I even bring this?
Yeah. No. So if I'm Niklas, though, I am trying to control the engagement and get off key blocks. And if you can do that and start causing some chain bumps, that means less mods. That means, hey, I'm going to have these focus mods, you're not. So while Eric will definitely have the firepower advantage, I think, he's going to really need to make sure that he's not getting locked into a spot where he's in trouble. So I want to see him break off a couple of these row squadrons around the gas cloud so that he's not keeping the entire formation together. But we'll see what he does here.
All right, I'm working on getting that dice cam set for you guys so you have those sweet, sweet dice. Should be working now.
Yeah, it looks like both players are keeping their formations tight. And I kind of like the engagement that Eric has, actually. There we go. There's the breakaway. That's what I was expecting. Needs a couple of these gunboats to start flanking so the entire swarm isn't blocked up. Does a little bit of a slam.
Slam a jam.
Now they don't have advanced slam, so they're not going to be able to take that second action.
So that does mean that row squadron right there, the green one, is likely going to take some damage here, right? Because he's going to be getting shot.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of shots into him. It looks like he dodged maybe two arcs, but he's going to get shot by quite a few. And if Sorensen can get the tractor beam to land on him, who actually might have dodged Sorensen's arc, so never mind. But he could have tractored that green forward. Yeah, so just out. So the green's safe there. And again, with that arsenal layout, even though he has a disarm token, you can still roll 3 dice. So that pairs really nicely with that auto blaster.
All right, we have our first attack coming here.
Looks like it was range 3 obstructed. Oh, that was out. Okay, so moving on. Looks like to Brown. Be curious to see who his first target is. I mean, I think you want to shoot Sorensen first, just take that off the table, but at the same time, he doesn't have range because it's only range 1 to 2 with that auto blaster. So you kind of take what you're given. Looks like he's going after yellow. No bullseye, so you don't get that extra dice, just 2. No mod, so just kind of naked dice against a modded shot. Probably not going to be pushing damage through, but
hit crit.
Natties, baby.
You can just do that too.
Jeez, who needs mods? Just roll better.
There you go.
Natties right back.
I take your natties and raise you natties.
Just shrug it off. All right, Niklas's turn.
It looks like he's got a range 3 shot on the blue gunboat.
Yeah. Obstructed, so most likely not doing damage. Oh, they skipped over.
They skipped one, yep.
Yep. My guess is probably going into yellow just because you get that range 1 extra dice. Yep. And just 1 this time. In range of that Sorensen, so very unlikely you're going to push damage through with just 1. Yeah, there's the squiggle. Good to go. The nice thing for Niklas is I think you just take what you got. Who do I have in range? I'll shoot, sure. I know Karsabi is worth more points. So from that perspective, that might... Oh, blanks. That feels bad. Wish you had heroic.
Well, real quick, Johnny, we're missing. They're gonna have to re-input Niklas's list. We're missing the tractor beam on there. So when you have a second, I know it'll be a pain because you got to redo the colors.
So it's interesting here. If he's using the auto, pushing in some damage early. Okay, can I change my bet?
You cannot. It's locked in. We have your points.
That's exactly right. It could be a fun little side thing. See how wrong Paul is every single match. All right. Blue shooting. Well, there's a crit. Now, if that was an auto blaster, you couldn't cancel that. But since it's range 3, good to go.
And
all right,
got
there's
it.
The squiggle.
No worries.
So Niklas getting up on the damage race early.
It really, man, having that advantage in the opening engagement, just it feels so good. You feel in power.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, there's some natties. Natty evades, baby. But yeah, I'm surprised to see that Eric did a slam there with those 2 rows this turn. I would think you want to delay that so that you're getting all your guns on target at the same time. Because right now he's basically just traded 3 shots for 7. And that's not what you want to do. You want to be trading 5 for 7, 5 for 3, even better. Yep, and those mods coming in. Now it's obstructed, range 3 with a gas cloud, so unlikely to do damage, but he's already plinked 2.
Just keep plugging away.
Yep, yeah, there's some evades. No problem there.
So after that, we're gonna get the overlay updated here in a second. So that means that green has lost a total of 2 shields so far. And was there any damage?
Yep.
And no damage on Niklas's side. No, sorry, there was 1 shield, yes, on yellow. So 1 shield down on yellow and 2 on green for the gunboat.
Yeah, so I mean a pretty fair trade. One thing that I am doing when I'm looking at a game is seeing, all right, how much total health does my opponent have compared to how much total health I had? And what was that trade look like? So if we're adding that up, quick mental math for 8, 12, 16, 20, 26 to 5 times 7, 35. So that's about even percentage-wise, damage-wise, if you can believe that. But I think Niklas here, if I'm him, you want to keep as many guns on target as possible. I think you may do like a 1 bank with green here to block row 3, keep those mods off, because now Eric's gonna be getting mods here. Most likely focuses.
Yeah, this is the turn where the initiative advantage might really show itself.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So if Niklas can get blocks to stop mods while getting his own, I think that's where he's going to shine. Although he's got to be careful of Ruthless too. And man, I love the mind game here with all the auto blasters.
Yeah.
Because if you get that crit, that arc, not canceling it. Doesn't matter how many paint you roll.
But my paint.
Exactly.
I worked so hard to roll those dice.
Well, and Niklas has an easier time turning around with his list than Eric does. Because K turns, it's a little faster than slamming. You're a little more predictable slamming. I think Eric's going to need to do a little hit and run action. Hit, then slam away. Hopefully get a few half points on chips. Swing back around and come in for another engagement.
Alrighty, just real quick, guys. I'm going to get the sub bar up there in a minute. I'm working on it. Shout out to Chubraka40 for gifting 5 subs. What's up, buddy?
Dang.
So we're going to get that all counted and actually all done here in a minute. All right.
So many dials to set.
Many dials.
Looks like Eric's set. Niklas thinking through things. So, like, this is one thing that's interesting. You're playing on TTS.
Yep.
Is that if you're playing on a physical table, it can be difficult to tell, okay, which dial is for which ship, right? If they look all the same. But here, you can tell which ship they're thinking about first and second and third pretty easily, especially if you're setting your dials quickly.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of knowledge you can gain there.
The hand gives you a lot of information.
It
For
does.
Sure. You see people sometimes like hovering their hand, and you could see them like trying to map out the maneuvers, and they're like, well,
Yeah.
you're going to do a 2-turn there, aren't you?
Ooh. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is intentional bumping to go slow, or if he just did the order wrong. It looks to be intentional.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so just slowing the entire swarm down. Interesting. All right, well, you're not getting any mods doing that, but okay. Okay, and there's the 5K to try to block some of the maneuvers. I like that.
So no mods on no mods. Just trying to let the dice decide there.
And I mean, trying to get as many shots as possible into green. I think at this point, Niklas is like, all right, I'm going to kill green. I might lose a ship, half a ship, but if I can kill green here, I'm in a good position.
Shout out to Smikeys for gifting some subs to the channel. Thank you so much. You guys really making me work here. I'm trying to get caught up. Like, so much support.
So green here might be in a couple auto blaster bullseyes. So extra dice on him, and you're not gonna be able to cancel crits. Yeah, I don't think Eric was expecting Niklas to do the self bump train.
Nope.
Just to stop everybody from moving. It's a good play. Good play by Niklas. Yellow is going to be in for a bad time, but now Eric is behind these two rows that are going to have to slam away next turn, most likely. Curious to see what type of target priority he's using. And Karsabi's kind of in a weird spot, too, behind this gas cloud. Just nowhere to go next turn.
Hit your trap.
So it looks like he's using a tractor beam if he's got 3 attack dice from Sarasu. Yep, so indeed doing that. Trying to make sure you land that tractor, make the other shots hurt a little more. 2 hits, that's a good start. Gets it. Ooh. Green, you might not be around for this world here coming up, bud.
And Niklas making sure to do the focusing down a single target. 8-bit deity, thank you so much. You guys are killing me. I'm just like,
they're like, oh, you want subs? We'll give you subs. Boom.
Subs? Subs, you say?
I don't feel badly for you at all.
No, no. It's like I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain. It's just like I just have this pile of work piling up.
They want those sub goals, man.
That's right. They haven't even seen what's on there. I think they know. I think they know maybe some things that might be coming.
Exactly. All right. So here comes Lieutenant Kursabi shooting first. Got several different targets he could take. I think green was unobstructed. They look all obstructed, actually. Well, blank, so it doesn't matter.
I think it's the best.
Save that focus for defense.
For any of you guys who have played at premier events in person, when you have like a judge, like have to spend like 15 minutes like trying to measure some really weird measurement because you got a cluster of ships, right? And it's like, oh, okay, we got it after having to mark all the things, and the attacker rolls and it's 2 blanks, and you're like, well, like,
yep.
like, well, that was interesting. Let's continue.
TTS is so nice. I mean, imagine how much time it would have taken to have 6 ships like this bump with just like moving things, placing the template, like moving it up. Oh, it'd be terrible. Yes. TTS is just like click, 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 done.
All right. Oh, plenty of evades. Plenty.
Planning. Easy.
Now, for anybody out there wondering if we're going to have more premier events like this, yes. So I'm in the process of planning one right now, another series. But what I need to do first is get all the prizes out for Space Jam first. We hit a bit of a delay because of some personal issues here. Nothing bad, just like I had a slew of work from school because of the virus, and then also my tenants downstairs left suddenly, so just had a sudden influx of work.
There's the ruthless trigger. Red taking a damage to get an extra paint there.
That's quite ruthless.
Feels bad. You just shot your own ship as opposed to your own. As opposed to your opponent's. I mean, I would have done the same thing, to be fair.
Right.
Looks like brown. Oh, just out of bullseye. Man. So close. Yeah, Ericsson going to be in a weird spot this next turn with 2 ships pointing the wrong direction. All right, well, 2 hits coming in. See if he can push a little more damage through. There he goes. So 2 damage into yellow, but yellow should survive now because no more shots into him. So now that guy is a dedicated blocker. Curious to see who Eric's going to choose as a target. Sarasu's out. I don't know. I think I go for the Mining Guild Sentry just because there's a likelihood if you get a hit crit that sneaks through, you could kill it with a direct.
Agreed.
Yeah, just 1 hit's not going to do it. All right.
And anybody out there who's wondering why I'm being so quiet, I just want to let you guys know I'm doing some stuff here in the background. I'm trying to get finished up ASAP. But yeah, so shout out to Paul holding the ship down.
I'm trying. I'm looking. It's really interesting to see their target priority and what they're thinking through as far as shots. I mean, here he had limited choices, to be honest. Even though he's got so many firing arcs, Eric really does have to think through, or doesn't have many options to think through, rather. But continue to go after that Mining Guild Sentry. I think that is the right call again because they're shieldless. You get a hit crit, direct hit through. We've all been there. Ship immediately pops. Feels bad. The Sarasu reroll does help. Yeah, so it's still fine, man. And that can be the challenge with that many evade dice. With that Sarasu reroll, is just not pumping through damage. I may regret my choice of champion.
Oh, thank you so much for the donation. I need to adjust
all right, so yeah,
that. Sorry, guys.
As expected, Niklas is shooting at green. Oof. Well, not going to do much damage if you blank out, though. Green's got a tractor, so only 1 defense dice. But if he keeps rolling like that, Niklas isn't going to be able to kill him.
Oh, no.
So it looks like 5 more shots coming in at him. Oh, man. Well, there's just 1. Missing those focus tokens. Yeah, and there's the natty evade. I know the probability is the same if you're rolling 1 dice as opposed to 3, but I feel like I get an evade when rolling a single evade dice way more often than when I'm rolling 3. Yeah, blanking out again. Oh, these attack dice have not been kind to Niklas. Other than the tractor shot. He got the tractor shot. Great. But not pushing damage through. All right, here comes the last shot. We might get the first points of the game. Oh, there's a shot. Guessing that's an auto blaster, so not going to be canceling one of those crits. Too many dice there yet. Going to make him re-roll it. Smart. So definitely the crit going through. Yeah, that's hit crit. That is half points. See what the crit is. Yeah, he's putting it on the wrong ship there. Fuel leak. Ooh. Okay. And not being able to cancel crits when out of arc. That fuel leak could matter in a big way. 2 health left on green. More shots incoming. Here's the Mining Guild Sentry, so this is just a normal attack, not the auto blaster. Blanking out again. Oh my word. Heroic!
Feels bad.
It does. It feels really bad. But I think, okay, so if I'm Niklas here, okay, I traded half points on one of my 7 ships for half points of one of your 5 ships. I feel good about that trade. He's got some weird angles now with his Scum Swarm. Which, that's one reason why I'm careful not to self-bump unless I really need to. Because if you're a practice Swarm player, used to flying in formation, it's very clear-cut where ships are going to end up. But as soon as they start to get off just by a little bit, especially on TTS where you don't have that, shall we say, template wiggle room,
yep.
You can be in trouble.
So after my calculations, we are currently at 57 subs made with donations. Isofane donated, I think it was Isofane. He put I think it was I or Isofane. You might be, sorry if I'm wrong. He donated $100 and said, add this to the sub goal. So 100 divided by $5 each equals 20. So we're at 57. I'm going to get that updated here in a moment.
People are like it. So, okay, question. Has this ever been this busy for early subs? Because I'm just saying, if not.
Usually, no, it's not usually this early, to be completely honest.
So let's think about what's changed. I think what that means is you just got to get me on round 1, and I'll pull it in for you.
That's right.
How that works?
Could also be the time of day in the United States. We got a lot of people awake right now.
Watching. A lot of people watching. Love the love. That's great.
So we're starting at 57.
A few more dials here. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, man, Niklas could just self-bump here again with his entire swarm if he wanted to. Just to stay in place. I mean, the thing is, he doesn't have a ton of places to go with these cartel spacers. He might decide to vault this green one out in front of the rows, trying to get a block on green and brown here so that the rest of the swarm can light him up, because I think 2 straights fit with everybody else. Or he could just self-bump again too. Yellow might be Balin, might be doing a 1 bank, which is blue. Man, and yeah, Kursabi's in a really weird spot with that gas cloud. I mean, definitely hitting it this turn. It's just a matter of where you're going to end up, and hopefully far enough onto that gas cloud that you're not going to go over it again.
Oh, yeah.
That always feels bad. It's like, okay, well, this is 2 actions now, or 2 rounds without actions. Plus some strain, and oh, if you get that tractor along with the strain, feels bad. I guess the strain would just make the tractor more likely to hit. The perma strain, if you will.
Oh, you're strained forever.
Yeah. Here, please trade this strain for a perma strain. Here's your tractor token.
All right, I think I got everything updated for now until I find the other thing that got forgotten. All righty.
Until the next wave.
Yep.
Yeah, thinking through dials here. I'm really curious while we're waiting.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Australia for the most part. I assume we have more Australian players.
We have a lot more Australian players than usual. I would say over half of them, of the 148, are from Australia. We have some Singapore players. We definitely have some Europeans as well who just started super early, and then we have some crazy Americans there too.
Do you know by chance, is Paul Johnson playing? If so, I know he's an Australian guy.
Yeah, I think he was signed.
He's a Paul in arms.
I think he originally was signed up and then had to drop out for some reason. I have that in my mind.
All right, well then I don't have to be biased if he's ever on stream.
There you see? There you go.
Paul and I actually met at Worlds. Like, how cool is it in the X-Wing community that we get to meet people literally all around the world because of a board game? Like, that just blows my mind sometimes. Oh, yeah. And I absolutely love it. And I think speaks to the strength of the community. So Paul and I were sitting close to each other because the initial pairings, they make you sit alphabetically. And we got to know each other. But I'll get to that story later. We got to get to the game. Looks like Niklas is doing the self-bump strategy again with the entire swarm. Just saying, all right, we'll just choo-choo along here.
Felsepto, thank you so much for gifting those 5 subs, getting us to 62. And they haven't even seen the stretch goal.
Oh, they know. They know something good's coming. They've been around long enough.
All right. So, yeah, with the self-bumping here, I know it's helping to keep the range and also making sure that, especially with these slamming ships, that you can keep them in front of you. Looks like yellow is going to hit the gas cloud there and take the strain.
Yep. Again, we can see that perma tractor. depending on what green does, Niklas is going to have his choice of shots. It's so interesting because even though he's doing that self-bumping, he still gets the soft mod of Sarasu being able to reroll the majority of his ships. But doesn't have any mods for offense, so harder to push damage through. Conversely, Eric at least has one mod for offense.
Yep.
And so if he's getting multiple mods for offense, it's basically like, all right, what wins games, folks? Defense or offense? Because Niklas has played this a lot more defensively than I would have expected to, I guess. Yep. I mean, he's playing for position here, which I like.
Another strain here. Yeah, I mean, Niklas has played in all 3 other Space Jam events and made the cut in all of them with this squad. Or with this squad, he made the cut last time. So, I mean, definitely has some experience, and I wouldn't be surprised this is not the first time he's used this self-bumping strategy.
I feel like you are now telling me information that I didn't have before the match started.
Yeah, Niklas is really good.
I know he is. I've also seen Eric fly. Yeah, so I don't know. I was trying to go just by lists alone, not players, but yeah, Niklas is doing a good job with his self-bumping strategy. I like that. I'm used to Separatists, where if you do that, you just die.
Truth.
Like, you gotta have those calculates.
All right, 2 hits sitting there.
Yeah. Most likely tractor coming in unless we natty out. Yeah, so there's the tractor. So I think Niklas just chose his target.
Yep.
Saying, red, you gonna die.
This is the end.
And red does have some damage as well from that Ruthless from last time. Okay. Tractoring. Nice. Now yellow's not getting shot at. Beautiful. Now, Eric could decide to take a stress and rotate if he wanted to make sure he still has a gun on yellow.
And does.
And he does.
So taking the opportunity here, most likely, I mean, because if you lose the red gunboat, you at least had a shot. I think that's because the blues on the gunboat are terrible. Like, you don't really want to be stressed. Yep. But it's definitely a good opportunity.
Yeah, if you're tractored here anyway, and you want to get a ship off the board, that's one less body you have to worry about blocking you. I think that's probably the right way to do. Although, man, Eric has 3 ships with 1 reduced agility right now. So yeah, choosing to shoot at yellow with red. And if he gets a crit with that auto blaster, not going to be blocking that, even though you're modded.
All right, here we go.
And there's the crit. Yellow's going to die. That is a good decision shooting there. So here's something that's interesting, right? So, like, obviously a target lock or a focus, it's the same chance.
Yep.
From a damage perspective, other than your crit probability.
Yep, that goes up.
You're more likely to get crits if you get a target lock. So, if I'm Eric, I almost think you want to be taking locks when possible, if you know what targets you're going to be shooting, especially if they're not in... I mean, if they're not an arc, granted, you're taking a lock over a focus anyway, but it'd be interesting to see if Eric or Niklas ever use that to their advantage and say, you know what? I'm going to take a lock here. And if you needed like 1 damage to go through, re-rolling even a hit to see if you could get a crit to sneak through.
All right,
so there's that range 1 with bullseye.
All the focuses.
All focuses. Unless he's getting a crit here. Yeah. Oof. No damage.
That feels bad when you don't have mods.
It does indeed, but you don't have mods. Karsabi was in a weird spot behind that gas cloud. Yeah, so brown no shot, green no shot. This will be the last shot for Eric. He's got a couple different options. Looks like it's just outside of range 1. It's going to be range 2 for everybody. Except for the back that are obviously range 3. And I think, man, you take that auto blaster or just, I mean, primary, it doesn't really matter. Again, against that Mining Guild Sentry. Try to sneak through crit. Oof. Double focuses.
It's feeling bad.
Man, that's a lot of focus results. That's so many focus results.
I need to take a second here and thank Weaver CT for gifting 5 subs to the channel, as well as shout out to Mace for using that Twitch Prime, !Prime, to find out how to do that if you got Amazon Prime. All right, so we got another attack here. It's March of the low initiative ships now.
That's right. A lot of shots coming in. So first up, range 1 shot into the already damaged row. 2 damage going in. This could kill him. Ooh, Squeak Spy, which is a big deal because that means that Niklas is going to have to waste another shot. Not waste, but use another shot to try to kill green, as opposed to being able to change targets to push damage quicker.
Yeah, absolutely. Each of those shots are a resource, and when you have to use more, have to divide it up more, you're lowering your potential to do damage somewhere else.
That's exactly right. So it looks like these are all range 2 or 3. He does have that bullseye lined up, though. So again, if he gets a crit, not going to be able to block that. There it is. There's the crit.
Ooh. All right.
We've seen that twice this round. Crazy.
Auto Blaster's doing some work.
And that fuel leak goes off, so he dies anyway. So yeah, that's a ship off the board. Man, I like Niklas right now. Obviously up on points now, 39-28. Good positioning. I mean, yeah, I have not seen that bump train used to effectiveness in 2.0 widespread anyway, and I like it. I like what Niklas is doing. Choosing to shoot at the tractor ship, it looks like. Well, he's got the pick of the litter. Looks like, yeah, so he's taking it the tractor shot, which makes sense because that reduced agility would be for all the shots. So that's 1 crit. He can block this one, though, because it's not an auto blaster.
And does.
And he does. All right. Next up, we got blue. Just out of range for an auto blaster, so just going to have to be a primary shot. Interested to see who he chooses for target. May have missed who he picked. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Blanking out. I think Niklas is still fine with anything that happens because he already took off a ship from the board.
Agreed. And Brown is up next.
Brown, thinking through targets. The strain's gone from blue because he did shoot at blue.
And looks like he's going at red. And whiffs.
Blanks again. Oh, man. He's had the shots count when he's needed them, but his reds have not given him a lot of love otherwise. But yeah, I traded 1 ship for one of Eric's ships for a cartel spacer, and that's it. And he also got 2 extra damage onto red. I mean, man, that was a really good trade. Eric's going to really have to do some work here to get back in this game.
Agreed. Now, there's a question that came up in the chat that I want to address, which it's always good for us to just go through these kind of rule stuff. Somebody asked, isn't it against the rules to... so let me go ahead and just read it verbatim. I thought it was against the rules to purposely bump and go nowhere multiple times in a row. So you're talking about the fortressing rule there. So the fortressing rule only applies when no ships are moving at all. So technically, if even 1 ship moves, it's fine. So that's there. There's also some rules in the floor rules that talk about avoiding engagement. That's always up to the discretion of the TO and the judges watching. But obviously, Niklas is engaged in it, and there are ships moving on the table. So
even though they all bumped, they all just inched forward slightly.
Yep.
So he is moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's not a true castle, so to speak.
Yes.
And it's interesting, right? So like Forlam, which is a scum ship, who can hand off a stress at the end of engagement. can just do a 0 stop basically forever.
Yeah.
Just kind of hang out. And then you also see, but other ships will be moving, so that's fine, even though he might be staying in place for a really long time. I've also seen that happen with the Slaver, with Jabba crew and Contraband Cybernetics.
Yep.
Illicit, and you just stay in place for like 5 turns. And if you have the Han Gunner as well, you can get like 10 or 12 by the end of it. But if you choose your timing right, that might be the only spot you need to be for the rest of the game because of how long the game.
Yeah. Absolutely. Really quickly, completely unrelated to the game, but related to our cast here. Audience out there, I just installed an air conditioner into my office because it has been getting just super hot with all this new equipment since I've had since the last summer.
Right, looks like dials are set. Does Niklas break up the train?
Choo-choo.
Or does he start choo away?
All right, they said they can't hear it at all. Excellent. This is good. I'm nice and cool now. So Mining Guild Sentry doesn't bump there. Taking a focus. Again, just getting in the way. I think trying to get that block onto red. Who's going to need to clear some stress here. Cartel Spacer taking up some more space with the focus. So here,
Brown's most likely going to do a too hard slam.
Do you think here, you know, with those couple of turns of self-bumping, what Niklas has also done is he's created this turn where all of his ships can most likely move and get an action.
Correct.
And if those...
He's chosen when to break it open and say, okay, now I get all the mods.
Yep.
I'm curious who he's trying to pin down here by this maneuver. I imagine it's probably spreading those arcs wide just to see, hey, where are you going to end up? But yellow might be the target. I can't tell because of where the token's at, but yellow might be going over a gas cloud again this turn. They'll self-bump with the back Mining Guild. Okay, so just does the too hard and focus, so probably not going to have any shots there.
All right, blue bumps.
Blue, 1 forward bump. Yeah. Okay, does hit the gas cloud again. Cleared the strain, gains it right back.
I just want to let this go.
And bump there. Clears stress. Still gonna have... Ooh, yeah, I think Red's got the green cartel and arc. Sarasu moving forward and bumping. I would not be surprised to see Sarasu use a tractor beam on yellow. Maybe blue. I guess neither of them are damaged, though.
Mm-hmm. So Niklas is up right now, 39-28. We're a little less than halfway through the game. Oh, excuse me, a little more.
Yeah, a little more, yeah. They've just been hanging out in this, like, top left-hand quadrant of the entire game, which is super interesting. I feel like in a lot of games that'll happen, where, like, part of the map just never even gets flown on. It's just not even there. Which I think speaks to the importance of obstacle placement.
Mm-hmm.
And choosing where do you want to engage, because it's probably going to be part of the board. Like, you spend all this time placing all the obstacles across the whole board, but really you have in your mind an idea of, okay, this is where I want to actually start engaging my opponent and just take out this entire part of the board from the game. Looks like both players are like, yes, over here. Let's see what happens.
All right, so Sarasu is up first. We'll find out which weapon they use by how many dice get thrown.
Yeah, it's interesting. The players are talking in a separate channel, and I'm sure Niklas is communicating what's happening, but we can't hear those players, which is fine.
Mm-hmm. I still
so
haven't
we gotta put our
figured
detectives hats on.
I haven't quite figured out a way to make it so that we can hear them, but their audio doesn't go out. For those of you who've watched GSP before, I'm not a huge fan of event table audio, mostly because I want the players to not have to worry about, like, they're already worrying about playing. I don't want to have them worry about what they're saying.
So it looks like this is a primary shot into yellow, deciding, you know what, I'm okay with where you're at. I'm going to just push some damage through on you. So not using the tractor. I don't hate that. He's up on the damage race anyway.
Yep, and the strain was out there too.
Keep pumping it through. Yeah, had the strain. Let's get some damage. All right. Eric's turn to shoot back. He's only going to have 3 shots here because Brown is away from the fight. This looks like yellow's activating first. My guess is you're choosing the range 1 bullseye target with an auto blaster into Brown. Looks like he's not, though. No, it doesn't matter.
Whiffs.
More eyeballs. Oh, Eric's just been loving these eyeballs this game. Not loving, but rolling them for sure.
All right, here's the red gunboat. Looking for a target. Looks like well, I guess he would probably just take the range 1 on the green.
It's got, yeah, brown or green. You probably want to shoot it green just because you get the extra, get the extra dice. But again, no mods. Just hoping to get paint.
1.
More eyeballs.
Sarasu is live if green doesn't get any evades here.
Yeah, with a focus, Sarasu reroll. I mean,
oh, try again.
You Sarasu that, see if you get the natty evade. Nah.
He might just, I mean, if he's got a good shot there, he might just take the damage.
1. Yeah. And, oh man, didn't think about this. Eric could have used Ruthless there and decided not to. I mean, with the focus mod and after not doing any damage the last time he used it, killing his own ship, or damaging his own ship, I don't blame him.
He did opt to just take the damage there. 1 crit going into Sarasu.
Thinking through maybe using Ruthless? He could use Ruthless on yellow. He's doing it. Yep. So using the Ruthless on yellow for hit crit. Oh, hit crit into Sarasu. That could be big. See what this crit is. Stunned pilot.
Stunned pilot. So that is a crit that says, after you execute a maneuver, if you've moved through or overlapped an obstacle, suffer 1 damage. Basically the blank crit. But I don't know. Eric's hit a lot of gas clouds today, so maybe it might matter.
Niklas. It's on Niklas's Sarasu.
Oh, it's on Niklas's.
So
okay, so probably not. Never mind.
So probably not. I mean, there's a gas cloud right in front of Sarasu, but yeah, most likely it's a blank crit.
Spends a focus for 3.
Go. There are those eyeballs.
And
choosing yellow to focus down.
Yellow's going to take
There's
2.
half points. And with that, Niklas will take back the lead from Eric, who got half points on Sarasu to take the lead from Niklas. Still a close game, points-wise. 1 damage going into yellow.
Just making sure to get that focus fire.
Evades out. Easy. Yellow's got a lot more shots coming at him, though, with only 3 health. Yep, here's the range 1. And I think that was out of arc. So if there's a crit here and gets the bullseye, so it gets an extra dice. Ooh. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. That's 4. Gonna need 2 natty evades here to live. Doesn't get it.
And
that's
get the lengths out.
Okay. Well, this is rapidly turning into Niklas's favor here by getting another gun off the table.
Those gunboats.
Do you have like a sad gunboat?
I could put a sad face on it. I don't.
Yeah.
If Twitch would just give us partner, we can have all kinds of emotes. I'm just gonna keep dinging that bell.
Can individuals who sub for so long be able to edit emotes at all?
I
know you can do that for another channel.
There's some small ones on there. Do you have time?
Oh, sad gunboats are sad. All right, so no damage with that last shot, but Niklas is fine with that. Took another gun off the table. Feeling good about life. He's already damaged. What is that, red? Yeah. And if I were a betting man, which I clearly have bet wrong already, if I'm Niklas, I turn the entire swarm now onto brown. Just keep choosing different targets. Be like, okay, I kill this ship. Now I kill this one. Now I kill this one. I think brown's up. Blue's going to have to disengage. That's Kursabi. I mean, maybe you do it too hard, but it's just so hard to turn these gunboats around.
Yeah, you're going to have to use some slamma jams, but of course, just looking at the positioning right now, you're going to end up, not having shots, and Niklas is it's going to be able to engage you here pretty quick with some K-turns.
For sure. And I think if you're Eric, this might be the turn to just kind of disengage and try to get positioning. Because the obvious move here is to turn in brown. I mean, you're running out of time too, but you're also just in a rough spot. Niklas has had the mods this game, and Eric hasn't.
I'm trying to see
here.
You
think about
Go ahead.
as many focus results as Eric has rolled.
Yeah.
If he had focus tokens, now all that's paint.
It's a completely different game. It's be a completely different game.
Turns out, mods are good.
What?
I know. Crazy. Crazy. So yeah, finishing up my Paul Johnson story from earlier. So he and I were at the same table as we were getting signed in for Worlds. And we started chatting. Mm-hmm. He's actually from New Zealand. But yeah, anyway, so cool. Just talked to him. I was like, all right, man, Paul's on top. And that has been like our go-to call sign now. Like we still chat. Even through this pandemic, we've been touching base. And we'll always sign off with Paul's on top. Paul's on top.
That's right. It's got to keep that confidence up.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, boy.
So, I mean, what's with 78 to 50 being the score right now, 20 minutes left. Yeah. Eric is going to have to really.
So what's interesting is 28 points is exactly a cartel spacer with an auto blaster.
Yeah.
So he just needs to kill one more to basically get back in this game. I mean, taking out Sarasu would be nice too. That's 22 points, but doesn't quite get you there. And I think it's reasonable to assume he's probably going to lose at least half of another gunboat. Mm-hmm. So I think his focus is, all right, can I kill one more ship? I mean, if you kill a mining guild and kill Sarasu, or even half a mining guild and kill Sarasu, you're back on top. But my guess is that's not going to be it. Like you have to be in the mindset of, okay, yes, I'm only 28 points behind. I doubt he actually knows the exact number, but thinking through, I'm at least going to lose another half of my ship. How much do I need to take ballpark wise,
right,
from my opponent?
Yeah,
and he does have a damage that he snuck through on green. When
you're playing on TTS, one of the recommendations I have for people, for anybody out there, is exchange a YASB link for each of your lists. Because I would tell you, I know that there's a rule out there that says that you're not allowed to take notes, but points in a game I don't consider to be notes. So I like my opponents, and you'll see at a lot of premier events, players have little note cards and write down as they kill their opponent's ships. That way they can keep the points in mind. And if you share the YASB link, Raytheos has recently put in a feature there where you can add up the points as long as you've shared the link with each other, and it's a single click per ship for half, and you click it a second time to kill it, and it just does the math there for you. That way you can make good decisions throughout the game, and also at the end of the game, it saves you a bunch of time as well. We got the power. We have the technology, right?
It could be that Eric knows exactly how many points he's behind and exactly what he needs to do.
Sure.
knowing that information, especially because he's been pretty quick to set his dials, while Niklas has been taking a little longer, which is fine. He's got more ships. I get it. But that would give Eric more time to think through those things. And that's something that translates to the actual table as well. If you're confident in your moves, you're like, nope, I got this, and you set your dials, that gives you more time to think through points. That 3 hard fit is clutch from the White Mining Guild. Like that. 3K to be expected, I think, from Pink.
Just keep those guns on target.
Yep. Getting shots. Okay, hitting the gas cloud. So green hitting the gas cloud, excuse me, could be big, because that's the damaged one. No consequences. It's fine.
There was a... Oh, okay, so here the green spacer did hit it.
Oh, he did hit it. Okay.
Yeah.
So he must have rolled it. He didn't think he rolled it. It showed up in the log, which is interesting. But that's okay. Oh, it wasn't in the box.
Aha.
Yep. Wasn't in the box. Good call. So choosing a slam here with blue. So yeah. Or yeah, okay, so straight. So this was his disengaged turn. Okay. Yep. My guess is Karsabi's going to be doing a 3 hard to get back around again. This is the space that Eric needed in the first place, as opposed to getting all of his ships clumped up. That was in Niklas's favor. Interesting. Okay, so doing the 1 hard, 1 slam, potentially to line up his bullseye.
I think the slam there might have just been to avoid being shot.
From, oh yeah, for blue for sure. I'm talking about brown. Brown did a one bank slam. And he had an arc for that first 1 bank, but he must have wanted that bullseye to be lined up to get that extra dice. Although you only have a max of 3 dice that you're able to roll with that configuration. So the range 1 bullseye is still only 3 with an auto blaster. Hopefully they catch that. I imagine they would. All right, Sorensen going first. Primary or tractor? Looks like using the tractor because of 3 dice. Trying to really make it hurt. Oh,
no,
nice.
3 hits.
That tractor's going through, baby. Whoo! Oh, insult to injury. Nadian with 2. Feels bad. Getting the tractor. Probably just keeping him there because he got a lot of guns on target.
Yeah, just
that means that
no reason to move him.
Brown's gonna get some pain on him
soon.
Yeah. So he does have his choice of targets. I don't know. Do you shoot at green here because you got the strain? It's only range 2 though. All right, so he's picked a range 1 target if he's using 3 dice. Thinking through his options again. Okay, shooting at Sorensen. Range 2 in bullseye, so he does get 3 dice. Needs some paint. Oh, more focus results. No! Eric. All the focus results.
So sad.
So sad. Just, I'm really curious, like, how many hits would he have had this game
if he had focus tokens? Jeez.
Yeah. Be a lot. Oh, he does have he does have white. Ooh. Okay, so auto blaster, most likely into white. 3 dice. If he gets a crit, that mining guild's not blocking him. If he gets 3 crits, bye-bye tie.
Be done.
Unlikely, but crazier things.
Ooh, hit, crit. There we go.
2 crits for sure going through. That could very well be a dead tie. Wow. All right, so blocks the 1 hit, but 2 crits going through. If a fuel leaker direct hits in there, this first one anyway, weapons failure. Okay. NBD, not wanting that direct hit. Fuel leak. Oh, the wrong order. So the tie survives. Gonna be able to shoot. So this speaks to why you probably want to check targets with red before checking targets with brown. Because if he shoots with red first, sees that happen, now all of a sudden brown doesn't take a shot at Sarasu potentially. You take a shot at the Mining Guild Sentry to try to take a gun off the table.
And the crit spend for hit crit.
Hit crit coming into brown.
And hits.
Blanking out. 2 shields gone, though. Don't have to worry about the crit. But guess what? 3 more shots coming in at brown. Range 1. Primary or auto blaster doesn't matter because you don't have the bullseye and he's in arc, so you don't get the canceling of crits.
Another hit crit.
Hit crit. Blanks out. That crit's going through.
And
it's going through, and that's half points.
Let's find out.
Niklas really taking command of this game.
Loose
stabilizer.
Has to go straight.
That's not what you want to see on a gunboat.
Has to go straight. If you execute a non-straight maneuver, you take a damage. That's what that that crit is.
Well, and if you get 2 more damage in here, you're
matter.
basically just forcing that ship to go straight forever unless you clear that.
1 hit.
Because the weapon's failure. That's really funny.
And still does the damage.
Still does the damage with 1 dice. That's so good. It's like the Hawks of old.
And another shot
those of you
here.
Who don't know, in 1.0, there was a ship that had a primary attack of 1, which was the Hawk.
And 2 more dice.
2 dice shot coming in. That is going to be 1 hit. He's going to want that natty evade, I'll tell you that much. Doesn't get it. Gonna have to go straight or die. Oof.
1 forward forever now.
1 forward until you clear that crit. But, I mean, that's in essence a gun just gone from the game. Because with only 12 minutes left, it's unlikely that ship's going to get back in the fight.
Agreed.
Shooting at red here.
From downtown.
He already has some shields down. Nothing. More focus results. Man, these dice are like, oh, you don't have a focus mod? Sure. Here, have some paint that you can't do anything with. These dice are ruthless.
Ah, I see. You see what you did there?
See what I did there? Yeah.
Nice.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
They're forcing him to use ruthless. What time is it? This is the first round?
This is just the first round. 8:14 Central.
The night is young.
That's right. Shout out for the subs out there. We've already gotten to 71 subs. I think we're in the first round of giveaways. We're going to be giving away 2 or 3 of the items we have out there. And we haven't even showed you guys what we got.
That speaks to the amazingness of prizes you've done in the past. So, yeah, I don't think they'll be disappointed. And for the record, I haven't even seen it, so...
That's... It literally got finished as we started doing the first round. I was like, oh no.
That's awesome.
I forgot to post it. We'll be able to cut to it here in a little bit.
Well, anticipation building for that with 10 minutes left in the game. We got a score of 98 to 61, so Eric's going to have to kill at least a cartel spacer and something else. 1 ship won't do it.
That's right.
It's looking like an uphill battle for him, especially healing 2 more damage and that other row squadron is half pointed. And Kursabi's leaving his comrades behind, just slamming away full health.
I was thinking, no thank you. MOV does matter for faction prizes, because we do have faction prizes for Space Jam.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Brown has to go straight here or die. Kursabi, I think, does 3 hard to get around that gas cloud to at least get a gun back in the fight. The Row Squadron pilot could probably do a 2 hard here to keep a gun on yellow, try to be able to kill that Mining Guild sentry, hunt it down. But that's about it. And I think if you're Niklas, you probably K-turn here with the majority of your ships. other than probably green to get rid of that strain. And Sarasu potentially does a 1 hard.
It's going to keep... That tractor beam has done so much work this game, Paul.
It really has. I mean, obviously you saw it there with brown, but it worked with great effect in taking down green, and I think on yellow as well. So, yeah, getting a workout with that tractor beam. And Sarasu is just very protected in this kind of nest of other cartel spacers and mining guilds.
I'm glad that we got the gunboat on stream because it is.
Yep.
It was one of the first things in the fables of Gold Squadron.
Oh yeah.
But I'm curious to know. I'm forgetting. Do you remember what's the name of the new set of missiles that are going to be in the droid gunships? I can see the card in my head.
Yep, me too. I'd have to do some research.
I'm sure somebody in the chat knows. I wonder if that set of missiles might bring the gunboats back up a little bit.
Yeah, I actually like this squad that Eric's got. I think you have to, especially against a swarm, split it up so that you're flanking with a couple, so that you're continuing to get shots. Especially saying, all right, I'm going to have my auto blaster shoot at you and you won't have arc, so you can't cancel crits.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, he just flew the entire swarm together, which was like, for Niklas, well, this is great because now I'm going to make sure that I have you in arc so that crit isn't canceled. And it's harder for you to turn around than it is for me. So I think if Eric looks back in this game, it would have been, it's harder to do, but if he was able to split up his ships a little more so that they're all converging at the same time from different vectors as opposed to the same vector, that might have been a difference in this game.
Agreed. So 6 minutes.
Yeah, so red got bumped there. Still will get a shot on blue. Okay, so Kasabi did not slam around the cloud. But realistically, we've got this round and probably one more time-wise. I doubt we're going to get another round after that. So Eric could be trying to just preserve MOV here.
Yep, hold on to the points you got.
Yeah.
You get to keep those.
Okay, so this is interesting. Brown is not going to get initiative killed. Because Sarasu doesn't have him in arc. He'll most likely die to Cartel Brown, Cartel Blue. But he'll at least get a shot, one last shot onto Sarasu before going out.
One last time.
So Sarasu doing the barrel roll, getting out of that bullseye, which is smart, from Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And out of that range 1 as well. Try to stay alive there. No mod for defense other than the natural built-in reroll. So, but again, we're back to Eric having to rely on just natural hit. No mods.
And one hit here onto the red gunboat.
Red gunboat.
There's the squiggle.
Close to half point. There's the squiggle. Yep. Not a lot of those for the gunboats, but they haven't had a lot of defensive dice in general because of those tractors. So kudos to Niklas for doing a really good job of that. Niklas, not Nicholas.
Mm-hmm. All right, here is the red gunboat. Just trying to do some damage on the way out here.
So auto blaster primary doesn't really matter because he's got him in arc there.
2 hits.
There's those natural hits. Could get half points on blue.
No mods.
Not close to Sarasu either. Or you could just squiggle out.
Anakin's twin in the chat says, I can hear Dion say gunboats in the chat in my sleep. Real life question for the chat. Have you ever dreamed about watching the stream? Have you ever dreamed about Dion talking in your head? Here we go. Let's continue. Brown gunboat going into red.
Going into Sarasu, yep. Probably using that auto blaster. Try to sneak a crit through. Ugh. Another focus result.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, man. Not able to push any damage that round through. Feels bad for Eric. And here comes Niklas with some kill shots, most likely. And I think this will be the nail in the coffin. Rolling defense dice, because okay.
No, I refuse to die.
Yeah, 4 minutes left. Most likely this round. Or next round will be the last round. So pink, range 3, unobstructed, onto red. See if you can get half points on red. 1 damage. See if natural squiggle can be rolled. Otherwise, that's half points on another ship.
And got it.
Got it. So safe there. Here's the range 1 shot on a ship that can only go straight. Auto blaster, get that extra attack dice. There's a crit. He's dead. Can't dodge it.
Gone. Rip.
Can't dodge it. He's gonna roll anyway.
How many cards?
Oh, that's why I wouldn't roll there. It's just like, oh man, I guess you're thinning out your deck, but that just feels bad. It's like, where were those earlier? Damaged engine on the way out. Well, better to get that on the way out than earlier.
That's just very true.
Really don't like damaged engine.
Well, unfortunately, his ships haven't really had much space to move around anyway.
No,
so
they haven't.
maybe
But again, that talks to the different vectors, right?
That's true. 2 hits.
Natties, baby.
It's pain.
Oh,
There
some
we
natties back. All right.
I
see you.
This is where Eric goes like, really? Now? Now they come?
Yep. And here is, I'm guessing, a range 1 auto blaster shot. Get some crits, can't block those. So no crits, but that'll be 2 while spending the focus. Gonna need some natties again, otherwise that's half points.
Just do it. No.
Half points.
Didn't try hard enough.
That's right. Now Niklas has a commanding lead. 56 points. 1 round left. I mean, there's basically no way. I don't think it's possible for Eric to catch back up.
No. Hit crit.
Without some
from downtown.
Silly variance. Downtown. All right. Safe. Extra evade with that gas cloud. The auto thrusters of old. Yep, so 1 more round. So yeah, okay. Just to throw it out there, man, we got some sweet sub giveaways, yes?
Yeah.
Coming up?
Oh, yeah. Super excited.
So stick around, folks.
So we have our standard GSP prize packs, but we got some cool stretch goals that we're going to show off here in a minute. I should probably check to make sure that the image did actually transfer over. It did. All right. Cool.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, if you're Eric here, you're trying to preserve as much MOV as possible going out. I mean,
I go out my way, not your way.
Yeah, go out your way for sure. Yeah, I mean, red has 2 health remaining. Kursabi, man, I mean, I understand wanting to set up that turn, but I think Kursabi really needed a slam turn to try to actually get some damage to have a shot at it. But yeah, so I guess some things to learn about this game. So like if you're bringing a lot of guns to the fight like Eric did, I think you need to decide, okay, yep, I'm not gonna be able to outjoust this.
Yeah.
So how do I change how I'm planning on flying so that even if you are a very jousty list this time in the round, if I'm a very jousty list, how do I fly differently if I'm going to be outjousted? And in this case, I think Eric needed to split up his vectors, make Niklas choose a target to split up, slam away, and then Eric slam away when he's in trouble with all the other 4 guns being able to pick off targets. That didn't happen in this game, obviously, but is a good lesson to be learned when you're flying potentially a very jousty list that you're going to have to change up your game plan because of what you're facing.
Agreed. So remember, everybody who is tuning in today, I have a challenge for you, especially if you're in the Americas, North or South. How many rounds are you gonna try to stick around with us? You know, I'll be here. I'll be here for all 6. Paul's gonna try, but
we are going to try. Yes.
How many do you think? I'll put the over under on. Let's see. 4.5. 4.5 is the over under. What are you giving yourself?
I would say, oh man, I'm gonna say over. I'm gonna make 5. I'm gonna do it.
All right.
I'm gonna have to take my contacts out at some point, most likely.
Fair.
Swap
It's all
over
right.
the glasses,
You're beautiful with glasses on too. Don't worry about it.
Oh, thanks.
No worries.
Got that librarian look going for me. Yeah, so Eric slamming away with red, realizing, yeah, the game's over. Let's see if I can get some MOV here. Sarasu, I'm guessing, does a tractor shot here on Kursabi. Yep.
Yeah, and just try to pull it forward.
Yep. Pull it forward. Get some.
Oh, that's going to hit.
Okay. Not necessarily. He does get the range bonus.
Oh, true. Most likely, I'll change it. Most likely hits.
Yeah. Most likely. Yep. Hey, look at that. Another focus result. So this... imagine if all these gunboats had force. I mean, I'm glad they don't. Like, just from a game balance perspective.
Yeah. And just having some access to some type of focus modifier would have made a huge difference in this game.
While bumping, right? Like, he was blocked a lot this game by Niklas. And if he's able to get that soft mod even while being blocked, like, it just speaks to how good force really is.
I'm surprised he didn't roll him to the left, the blue gunboat. But I guess that would have put the bullseye on, which might be the reason why.
Yeah, bullseye on, as well as the mining guild, the white mining guild has
only
health
one
remaining.
hull. Yep.
And he doesn't have arc right now. Yeah, rolling out. No more damage. At this point, I think the best Niklas can probably do is half points on blue, but hey, that's points.
Yep.
And if you're trying to make the cut, that's worth it. Ooh. All right. Blank out.
Yep, we will have a top 16. I think after drops, I think maybe 1-5. You have to be 5-1 for sure to make the cut, or 6-0. And I think maybe 1-4-2 makes it. Maybe. I have to double check the math with our current numbers.
That's super interesting. So, I mean, you're gonna need decent MOV if you're that 4-2, but
yeah,
don't 4-2 drop, especially if it was a close game.
Mm-hmm.
Or 0-2 drop. Like, if you lost 2 really close ones, time to submarine.
That's right.
Some of my best tournament performances have been that way, where I start off with a losing record and then you just work your way back up.
All right, I think...
Is that all the shots?
I think we're done,
Thinking through... Because green, white shot. Yeah, that should be it.